hours of 2021 fantasy football advice from the Duff Pick'em Allstars.
Right. Welcome again this week to the Duff Pick'em Allstars. Short week this week, folks. I'm joined by two of my very good compadres, two folks who have been around since the very, very beginning, Icehouse and the Commish. We are here to offer you fantasy football advice during the playoff week that may help your pick'em. It may help some other decisions that are happening. You got dynasty football leagues. That's something that you may want to consider some of the things that we're talking about, or maybe just in general who to hang on to. All the decisions that are happening right now with San Francisco. Cam Akers coming back and like legitimately proving a lot of people like, oh crap, maybe I should not have gotten rid of that guy with it there. But yeah, so we offer you excellent advice on games. Just around the horn real fast, Icehouse, was there a game last week that you liked the most with it, liked to watch the most?
Last week's game? Shit. No, because I bet under on all the games and I got fucking hosed.
That sucks.
Or I bet the underdog, I mean.
Oh, you bet the underdog on everything?
So I got fucking, it was not a good week for underdogs.
Oh. I gotta admit, I have not been able to stop laughing at the commission.
You only bet on two underdogs.
No, I made a separate bet outside of the parlay
outside
never
of this.
pans out. I did a round robin bet on all the underdogs, and it was a two-way round robin, which means I need at least two of them to win, and only one of them won. So I got fuck all for my bet, which is really bad.
The morning show I listened to, the guy had the 6-game parlay, and he was solid through Cincy, Buffalo, Tampa, and then he had the option to cash out before Dallas. He didn't take it, and he had Dallas and lost it all.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I love your comments on Dallas, Commish. He's been posting literally, I think, every meme that's come out. What's the geometry one that he did? Like pentagon, hexagon, octagon, and then there's the Dallas Star that says season gone. that would crack.
That was a good one.
No offense to our listener who may be from Dallas, which if you're into this, subscribe to that channel. We've got like 3 subscribers right now. Maybe last I checked. I'll have to check into it. We might have 4 or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I love all the Dallas things. Did you actually watch that game, Commish?
Yes, I did. I think I watched almost all the games this weekend.
Which channel did you catch the Dallas Niners game on? Did you catch it?
I did not watch it on Nickelodeon.
Oh, yeah. I caught a little bit of it on Nickelodeon just because I was like, this is so silly. Who do you think won MVP?
I heard it was Dak Prescott.
Yeah, by a landslide with 81% of the votes going to Dak Prescott as the MVP, the Nickelodeon valuable player. Mitch Trubisky, you are dethroned. Though maybe you never wanted to sit on that throne in the first place. That was, I don't know, I kind of like how Nickelodeon does their stuff. Their announcers, it's silly. It's just silly to see all the funny effects that they put on their things. So,
well, you got to get your girls watching that with you. So
we did. We caught a little bit of it, but it was one of those things where it's like, oh, that's so funny, so funny. And then it was, snowing and everything like that. So
that's why you got to start gambling early with them. It's like, okay, I'll give you each $1 to bet on this game. You can choose the over, the under, the money line, or the point spread.
Yeah.
And that way, they'll be like, okay, we're like, hey, look, you can double your money over here.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Isn't that funny? All right.
And you start them early, and then, you get them hooked, and he'll be watching football with you every Sunday.
Get them hooked, get them going.
And then every Sunday, it's like, if you can beat Dad and pick them, I'll give you $2 or whatever.
That's how this is
and then they grow up to be gambling junkies. Which
I say, did you do this with your children?
No, of course
Oh,
not.
of course not.
Not a terrible father. They didn't have online gambling when I was growing up.
Oh,
Well, when
yeah.
Anthony was growing up.
God, that's funny. So we don't have a lot of games to talk about from last week, but let's talk about the games from last week with stats brought to you by Commish. Yo, Commish. What happened last week?
All right. So one underdog was the correct pick, and that was San Francisco. Otherwise, the favorites, the other five game matchups, the favorites were the correct pick. Let's see. As far as picks went, Eric had the best week with 50. Because I'm looking at the page, it has me at the top of the four of us that got 36 points. That would be me. That would be you, John. That would be you, Boss. And that would also be Stan. Then Sippy Cup had 28, and Kevin brought up the rear, getting one right with Los Angeles and got 14 points for the week, which took him down out of first place. And Boss is now in there by himself. Oh, no, I think he was already in first place, but he's further widened the gap.
Very small lead, so I did slightly increase.
Eric got all of them correct except for Dallas. The only two people to get San Francisco right were Stan and Tommy. The only two people that got Kansas City right were Eric and Stan. Myself and Kevin got Philly wrong. Otherwise, we were the only two with Philly wrong.
I really wanted Philly to win that game.
I didn't think Philly was going to win that game. I was talking to Boss immediately when I got on here about how I should have known better than to bet on Dallas. That was my mistake. But as far as Philly and Pittsburgh went, I honestly thought they were going to lose by less than what they were underdogs by. And that was the only reason I picked them. I thought for sure Philly could keep within a touchdown. And I honestly thought Pittsburgh could lose by 10. And Pittsburgh was the first team to score in that game on a defensive fumble return for a touchdown. So I thought, the beginning of that game was looking good at Pittsburgh being the right pick, but that immediately went downhill as Kansas City scored the 5 next points. So,
yeah, that's it kind of is what that is with it there. This is odd. I want to show the screen here just because the order that is shown is different than what's on my phone. On my phone, I'm sorry, that's blurry right there. I got the Fighting Michkas first, Icehouse, me, sorry, it's hard to read backwards, Skins, and then
me. I know.
That's weird. I think the order is completely different. I wonder why it shows up differently on both. I mean, it's a tie, so I don't know.
Right.
So I went with the order with it on my phone in terms of the orders of the games with that. So it's a little bit different than just for the tie with it on there. Scriptum did win, but he opted out in text messages, says he couldn't make it in here. Neither could Skins, neither could Sippy Cup. Grody is tardy for this meeting. He'll be receiving a late slip later on. But let's raise our glasses up to the de facto champ, which, in all honesty, I'm raising my glass up to both of you two with their for tying with us. Actually, yeah, we're all champs this week there,
Yeah. Second place, baby.
Yeah. I'm going to raise my glass higher for you two, though, just because you guys won. I was leading into the week, and then I picked Arizona to win. I lost with that, and you guys both picked the Rams, which was the wiser decision to make with there. And over.
I know. I saw that, and I was really happy about it.
I can't believe how terrible that the Cardinals played. It was embarrassing.
Oh, I can't. They have limited playoff experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a shit game.
Yeah.
And no DeAndre Hopkins.
It might have been a more fun game to watch had DeAndre Hopkins been there, but my God, that Arizona just looked like garbage.
I wonder if their coach is
like that was just
Yeah.
Of course, it's a shame. It's a shame Grody's not on here. It'd be nice to know if he changed his pick for Monday night from Arizona to LA, just because he He was like, listen,
Oh,
I got all.
man.
I mean, that could be like if I had gotten all 5 wrong leading up to that point, I'd have changed it for sure. Conversely, if I'd gotten all 5 right, I would have kept it the same at, let's say I had picked Arizona and I'd gotten the previous 5 right. I'd have kept it the same, thinking, all right, I'm on a roll, no need to change. But
Yeah.
I wonder, because I know he's done that in the past where it's like Monday night, after the conclusion of Sunday's games, you look at it and you're like, well, I've been clearly picking wrong all week. Time to make it, make this last second change and salvage some points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
let's also go over the overall performance for the.
I have to admit, I'm a little bit bummed. None of us got any, like we did. There was no unanimous correct, and there was no unanimous. Oh, we all got this one wrong.
Yeah, with this few choices too, you'd figure that something would be all unanimous with that. Well, that just kind of plays.
Yeah, but one of our parlays hit once.
Yeah.
Nice.
We got the Bengals, Rams, Bucks parlay.
Hey.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Nice.
I ended up doing 2, so it was like, well, and then I did Bengals. Yeah, I just did basically. It's like, okay, let's the consensus was 3. I think those teams, or no, the consensus was Buffalo, Dallas, and then I took next 3 14 points.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I was like, fuck it, Buffalo, Dallas. That's a lame ass parlay.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, what's the next? Everybody's 12-point one. That's the one we got right.
That's great. Yeah, the Bengals, Rams, Bucks one. It looks like Eric's the only one in the league that actually picked all 3 of those to win too. So,
I think. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the hell.
yeah.
Well, on the season so far, Boss is leading with 1166, ahead of Grody with 1151, who's ahead of JV with 1115, who's ahead of Stan with 1050, ahead of Tommy with 1034, ahead of 7-1 with 1011, ahead of me with 987, and then ahead of Eric at 944.
Oh, Icehouse, you may have overtaken. Maybe.
Well, he was in the lead last week. He expanded his league this week with, or no, let's see, you're only up by 15 and you outscored him by what last week?
22.
So yeah, you were down by 7.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So yeah, you have officially leapt forward into first place.
Way to go. All right.
It's all mine.
Be a
Getting
close
hot
one.
at the right time.
I don't think it's possible for me to catch up, so I think it's pretty much between you and Grody, unless somehow you guys got all your picks wrong, which I don't see that happening.
As I say, yeah, you pick right and they pick wrong for the remainder of the year.
That's what you're saying is I gotta have a system.
I don't know. It could totally happen. I mean, it's like
Well, it
Grody
could.
got 5 out of 6 wrong, so it's like I don't, at this point in time, God only knows, the fuck.
Right.
Yep. Let's start with the first game here. Icehouse is the de facto winner and chose to talk about KC Buffalo. Sounds like a great game. Tell us some more info, Icehouse.
Okay, well, it's gonna be a close one. So, from what I've gleaned, looks like 93% of the money is on the over. So everybody's betting on a high-scoring game.
Holy cow, 93%?
Yeah, 92% of the money bet on the game is on the over. 68% of the people are betting on the over.
Wow.
So pretty much everybody likes the over. Good majority saying, over, which is 54.5. So it looks like, it should be a fun game to watch. We got basically then when it comes down to like the cover, the spread, it's actually 53% on the Chiefs and 47 on Buffalo. I don't know. Yeah, pretty much exactly what Yahoo has here. Although the opposite way.
Opposite what Yahoo has.
So, I mean, that's like a 50-50, honestly. It's kind of a pick 'em in that respect. This is according to DraftKings. So, I mean, Yahoo, DraftKings. Let's see, the money line. People are liking the Bills. 63% straight up say the Bills win. And the other thing I found was the Bills have not won on the road since the 90s.
Oh,
It's been a while, but I don't think that's really relevant in this day and age.
at
So,
Kansas City though, isn't that? Yeah, they're playing at Kansas
well,
City.
I think it's just
so-
playoff road games.
Mm.
Sorry. Playoff road games they haven't won. I don't know the exact year they
Oh.
last won a playoff road game on the road, but it was in the 90s.
I got you.
Meaning, I don't think this is probably not the game you want to go crazy on. Because I don't know. Even a 2-point spread, man, I don't know. I like Kansas City at home, but I'll take 8 on KC.
Lead on KC. He says.
Yeah, their last playoff win on the road was at Miami in 1992 in the conference championship.
Okay, so yeah, it's definitely fucking better.
Yeah.
Well, 92 playoffs, January 17th, 1993. So,
Oh,
you know,
okay,
29 years ago, 2 days ago.
yeah. I was like, take that how you will, but yeah.
So,
Interesting. Okay.
otherwise, yeah, every time they've gone on the road, they've lost 95, 98, 99, 2017, 2019, and even last year they lost at Kansas City.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't factor that into this.
They lost last year 38-24 in the conference championship game, so
Okay. I guess, yeah, all right, fair enough.
not exactly. You know, it was last year. I don't think there were many fans there, but I don't think they had fans back yet. But yeah, last year the playoffs. So I mean, it's not too far removed. Yeah.
Doesn't inspire confidence.
No. At the same time, I'll tell you one person who's been absolutely fabulous on Kansas City as of late is their defensive coordinator, Spagnulio, I think is his name.
Oh, Steve Spagnuolo.
Talk about
Yeah.
a turnaround. Like the Kansas City defense looked terrible the first part of the season, like almost to the point of embarrassing. And all of a sudden, like they look great right now. I think playing at home definitely gives them an advantage. It's listed that Rashad Fenton may still not play, which I don't know if that's factor in with Buffalo in terms of them wanting to throw the ball more. But I'm also going to lean on Kansas City, which I kind of hope pans out. I'm going to go for Kansas City, and I'm going to go 12 points. Although I got to think about this. The system. There's a system into play. Icehouse makes all the wrong picks. 12 points on Let's Go Buffalo. Yeah. That's how it's done there. All right, Commish.
Well, yeah, at this point, you kind of almost have to go opposite all of his picks just to hope that he's wrong and then you're right. And then you could leapfrog him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it's
It's true. It's true.
Can't, you guys all make the same right picks. He stays the same distance behind you. Somebody's going to be wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I thought about this game a lot today. Because out of the game.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. Out of all the games, I don't know. Like, I feel like this one's probably going to be the closest, I think. I mean, you're looking at a 6-point spread for Green Bay, San Francisco as the largest. This one, 2 points as the smallest. I don't know. Kansas City, I mean, granted, the Steelers are what they are, but I mean, Kansas City is kind of unstoppable, and I don't know that Buffalo is as unstoppable as Kansas City. I got 16 points on the game, and I'm going to go with Kansas City.
Oh, that's a max points on Kansas City is what the commission put in there.
Unless my three other picks don't pan out, then before that game I will switch it to Buffalo.
That's There you go.
try and save some.
I'm so on the fence about this one. It's like I feel like I keep bouncing back and forth. It's like that 2 point spread is just like, man,
Difficult.
Yeah.
The
I
thing
feel
that
like it's gonna come down to a field goal.
the other thing I think about too is I would really like it if Patrick Mahomes wins because he's young enough that he could get to 7 Super Bowls, and then we don't have to listen about fucking Brady anymore.
Oh, hell yeah. Give this man, get more applause for the commish here. Please.
That would be great.
More
That
applause.
would be great.
Like I figure he's young enough. Like he's got this. Like he's got the time, and they certainly know how to, and I think most of the guys around him are fairly young as well. So it's not like he's playing with aging everything. So I'd love it if he could get, string off a few and then, maybe, rebuild a couple years, but string off a few more. And then we don't have to listen about this bullshit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with my KC for 8 because I don't want to watch the game and root against KC. That just wouldn't be any fun for me.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
No, you wouldn't be actively rooting against Kansas City. What you would be doing is like, well, this is the safety net, right? I really want Kansas City to win, but if they don't, at least I get my 8 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I easily think, too, this is one of the more exciting games on this list.
But then what if they lose by 1?
Oh, God.
Right?
Like, I mean, that's where that'll kill me. I'll be like, I won't be able to thread the needle.
Yeah, Kansas City wins by 1. That by the virtue of that, Buffalo was the right pick.
And I'll be like, no, God damn it.
Yeah, that'll hurt everyone.
I couldn't do that. No, I'm just gonna outright root for KC in my 8 points.
Very good. All right, so then it comes down. So while this game may be one of the more exciting games to be able to watch, I chose what we were talking about before I started the recording as what I would say probably the least exciting game out of everything to watch. I mean, I'm from Ohio and everything like that, but at the same time, in our fantasy football league, I got lucky by trading for Joe Burrow.
You're not from Ohio.
I am in Ohio. I've been in Ohio.
Get out of here with that, Drew Carey.
All right. You know what I mean. I've lived in Ohio the last 12 years.
I'm from Allsip.
Represent.
All right. Anyway, but Joe Burrow sort of won me my championship trophy. I think he's pretty much the main reason why why I'm going to be taking the trophy home. So I kind of have an interest more in just the quarterback leading what I would say is kind of a sad playoff team. So Tennessee has been to the wild card a whole bunch of times. They even won their wild card in 2019. So they've got a whole bunch of other wins ever since the 60s when they were the Houston Oilers way back when. Cincinnati has lost so many wild cards, it's not even funny. They haven't really been playoff viable since the 70s. Last time they actually won anything beyond a wild card was a division play, or was one wild card then lost in the division for that in 1990. So Cincinnati has pretty poor playoff standings. Additionally interesting, and this kind of relates over to Joe Burrow, I was over on ProFootballReference.com, and I was looking up franchise retired numbers, and I was interested to see that the Titans themselves, in combination with the Houston Oilers, have retired 8 numbers since 1960. Yeah. 8 players, 2 of them being for the Titans.
You got names on those guys?
Warren Moon is on there. Okay. You got Steve McNair is on there. Eddie George, Earl Campbell, Jim Norton, Mike Munchak. I don't know all these people here myself. Elvin Bethea.
That's a good list so far, actually.
Bruce
I'm
Matthews.
surprised.
Yeah, so good people for the most part. Then we get over to the Bengals. And, in the hopes that Joe Burrow might become a franchise quarterback and someone whose number might actually get retired, does not seem quite so hopeful. The Bengals have been around since 1968 as just the Cincinnati Bengals. I want you to guess how many franchise numbers have been retired on this team.
2?
One.
Hold on, let me think.
One.
Oh, what's his name? It's the quarterback.
No, it isn't a quarterback. It's a center.
What?
Yeah, it's nobody. You don't know this person. It's Bob Johnson. He's a brother of Buddy Guy. All right, you know this person? No one knows these people. No one knows that person. So yeah, if you're looking to retire your number on Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, you better play hell of a good. They are very strict on there.
Who was it?
Bob Johnson, that's his name.
That's literally the guy's fucking
yeah.
name, Bob Johnson.
Bob Johnson, number 54. Looks like he was born in 1946. Born in Gary, Indiana. Oh. Yeah. Looks like he played for the Bengals 68. He started with the Bengals in 68 and then played till 79. Looks like he played the majority of the time, then got injured or stopped playing 5 games into 1979. So, most strict to be able to get into there. But anyway, back over to the game. This is a Saturday afternoon game, making it probably the one that Sippy Cup will not put a pick on. 51% of people are going for Tennessee. 49% of people are going with Cincinnati. About average confidence on each, about the same. Tennessee 9.4, Cincinnati 8.1. The over-under for the game right now is 47, all in favor of Tennessee. It's at home at Tennessee, so Tennessee gets a few points put into their favor. I think both these teams have a chance to beat each other out. I don't see one necessarily going completely over compared to another. I'm going to go and support the guy that won my fantasy football. I'm going to go 16 points on Cincinnati.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So max points, Cincy.
Max points on Cincy. This is kind of close to a pick with it on here. I don't like their playoff hopes, but hey, every record needs to be snapped at some point. Let's take it down to some more reasonable stats. Commish, what are your thoughts?
Well, Tennessee has playoff experience. Cincinnati does not. We saw what that did over the weekend with a couple of the blowouts, right? Buffalo completely annihilating New England. Well, we know Bill Belichick has plenty of playoff history. Mac Jones and several players on that team do not. You saw the same blowout with Tampa Bay blowing out Philly, which was a team full of minimal experience in playoff teams. So Cincinnati had the luck of facing the Raiders. Tennessee, on the other hand, is a much better team, even without Derrick Henry. They had the bye week, so whatever injury ailments they might have been dealing with that they could get together with. I have 8 points on this game, and I'm going to go with Tennessee.
I think that's a wise decision with that. Again, with an intelligent decision with the Commish, spirituous decision from the heart from the Orange Peanut. Maybe consider this twice, maybe 3 times.
Hey, sometimes the heart gets it right.
It did. It got it right last week. I put max points on Cincinnati last week as well. So maybe this week I get something here. Icehouse, how many points are you putting on Tennessee?
Oh, I don't like this game either. Man, supposedly Derrick Henry's coming back. I don't know. I'm still taking 4 on Cincy.
4 on Cincy.
I just think, Joe Burrow, he's got, he's between Joe Mixon, Joe Burrow, and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. It's like, man, they can stay in any game.
Yeah.
Like that offense can get it done, even if they have to come from behind. Whereas Tennessee, it's like, I don't know, man. Yeah, maybe they get Derrick Henry back, but he ain't quite back yet. So I say 4 on Cincy.
4 on Cincy. All right, good pick. Let's go over to
maybe I won't even watch that game.
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of people.
I probably will, honestly, but that'll have the least interest of all these games. So I'll
Yeah.
put my least amount of points on it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Commish.
This game is going to be so boring. It ain't worth the points I got to put on it.
Yeah.
Why don't they put this game on
It's like a
Nickelodeon?
bunch of here's two teams that no one gives a fuck about. Yeah.
Yeah. If there was a
Go
team
get
that
'em,
needed
boys.
if there was a team that needed a Nickelodeon VP, it's this team right here. Or this game. All right, Commish has decided to choose this another really exciting game. He's got the Rams against Tampa Bay. Tell us about the game.
I do think this will be a more exciting game, just because I firmly believe the offenses on both of these can outdo the defenses that they've built up to stop offenses that they each have, which is confusing in and of itself as a thought, and even harder to say out, and even harder to say out loud. As far as their playoff history goes, the Los Angeles Rams have a playoff record of 23-27. In divisional round games, they are 11-9. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a complete playoff record of 11-9, with a divisional round record of 4-2. The two teams have met previously in the playoffs. Once during the 1999 playoffs when it was the St. Louis Rams, and once in the 1979 playoffs when it was the Los Angeles Rams. A little bit, yeah. Why? Okay. And each of those, the Rams won. So while we don't have anything, I mean, granted, Tom Brady was playing in 1999, but he was playing for the New England Patriots. It's ancient history in terms of any relevancy to now. As far as the two teams last weekend, they showed you what they were made of by manhandling the team that they were up against. I don't know what the Rams have been. What was their road record? I mean, that was the other thing. Like the Cardinals are 8-1 on the road this season, and they went into LA's stadium and just got absolutely annihilated.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, it was a game for about a minute, and then it was.
All right.
I mean, it was. Like,
wow, this turned into a shit show right quick.
I mean, right away in the beginning of that game, when Jeff McVay challenged that completed pass to AJ Green, I thought, if you lose this, you have no challenges for the rest of the game. Why bother wasting it? You're going to shut him down anyways. He wins the challenge, and I think it was on the very next play is when he throws what's his name? Kyler Murray throws that pick six. That was all of like 3.5 yards.
Yeah, like a 2-yard pick six. Yeah. Shortest pick six in the NFL. I don't know if it was playoff history or NFL history.
Yeah, I cannot recall which one it was.
I don't recall which it was, but it was like basically it's like, yeah, that was the most pathetic pick six. Probably.
I mean, like that was bad. As far as the Rams go on the season, they're 7-2 in away games, and the Buccaneers were 7-1 in home games. So, it's not the away games aren't a problem for the Rams, and clearly home games are not a problem for Tampa Bay. As far as anything else goes on this, I mean, it's a 52-48 split between people on Yahoo and who they're picking, with an average confidence of 9.8 for Tampa and 8.3 for the Rams. I don't know. I don't think the Rams are as injury riddled as Tampa Bay. And while Tampa Bay had Philly to start, the Rams did have Arizona, who are not, I mean, they're not a bad team. So I got 12 points and I'm picking the Rams.
12 points on the Rams. Great data, great stats. Icehouse, what are your thoughts?
I want to pick the Rams. I really do.
You do. Pick the Rams, Icehouse. pick the Rams?
I mean,
There's lots of
the
good
one
reasons to.
thing that gives me pause on picking Tampa Bay. Okay, you know what? Pick it. It is the one thing that gives me pause. So, and I do love the Rams pass rush on defense. So it's the Rams lost that offensive lineman. I don't know his name, but he's been a staple on their. I believe I forgot what side of the line he's on, but
You mean the Buccaneers?
or Buccaneers. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, the right tackle.
Yeah, the right
Not,
tackle. It was right
not
tackle. Okay,
Weefs.
I don't know the guy's name. I mean, like
It's something with a W. I can't remember, but yeah,
Yeah,
that
nobody
guy's. I
knows
don't
any
think.
offensive lines names, but
I don't think that guy's playing this weekend.
yeah, I don't think he's coming in there. Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm like, you know what? I want to pick the Rams, and that him being out gives me enough to where I feel like they can take advantage of that. And so I'll take 12 on the Rams.
Take 12 on the Rams.
I just don't want to watch that game and root for Brady. So, I mean, that's no fun.
Nobody does, not even Brady's parents.
Yeah. Well, you guys are putting 12 points on the Rams. I am going to go with my 8 points and put it on Tom Brady. Tom Brady, you're a
Put
cheater.
up your ass.
You're a liar. You're a horrible person.
That's right. I forgot he's one of our followers.
I hope you get a flat tire.
You're gonna hear this.
Yeah.
This is good. Give it to him, John.
Yeah, that's right. He might be that subscriber. You never know. Tom Brady, our lone subscriber.
He
That too. All right.
doesn't subscribe to much, but he likes the ultra local. He wants to, wants to help out the low guy in the totem pole.
Fuel for the fire.
Yeah.
Raise our glasses one more time to the de facto champions, us, namely Icehouse and the Commish, but us.
Second place. Second place. Second place.
Yeah. We only got one other
Second
game.
from last place.
Yeah, and winning with that. Yeah.
Last place didn't even have the nerve to show up.
That's right. Boo.
Kevin.
Let's see. So, let's talk a little bit. I mean, we got some time here. Let's talk a little bit about Green Bay and San Francisco. Anything, Icehouse? Anything to report in on this?
Is there? I mean, I don't know. I figure. I just assume Green Bay is going to destroy them.
I don't think it's going to be as big a decimation as people think.
But I think.
I mean,
cover by 6, yes, easily.
I don't know about that. I mean, Dallas is Dallas, but also the 49ers team is equipped to handle what Green Bay is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking max points on Green Bay.
No, you don't. No, you don't get. There we go.
That being said, it does kind of. I mean, I'm not going to change my pick based on it, but it could definitely change the game if it all depends on if Bosa is there or not. Which I think he'll probably just suck it up and show up.
You're making me, which I was going to put my minimum points on Green Bay because it's in Lambeau, and Green Bay playing in Lambeau is a bunch of cheaters. You're just as bad as Tom Brady. Terrible. But no, my copy of System 25.9J says to do the opposite. So I'm going to do 4 points on Jimmy G.
Okay, so Nick Bosa is listed as limited on Wednesday, which indicates he's making progress in the concussion protocol. If he is at least limited.
Oh, that's right. He was knocked out with a concussion.
Yeah, he stands limited. He stands a good chance of playing on Saturday.
Okay.
So, I mean, I like the 49ers' chances if he plays. But I think if he plays, it'll be 100%. It's not like it's a knee injury or something where he can't, turn a corner. Concussion is Yeah, well, call it what it is, but they're football players. They play through that crap.
Yeah.
But I still like Green Bay to cover. I just feel like they're just gonna disappoint us all and win
maybe,
by over 6.
No.
So
Well, Commish, tell us something uplifting about this here. Give us some your
I
thoughts.
got 4 points on San Francisco.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll put the parlay is KC, Cincy, Green Bay.
It's the parlay.
So let's see what that gets
far.
us. Yeah, I guess,
We
wow,
ain't it all.
Paul, plus
Five ounces.
$4.99.
Okay.
Oh. I like it. I like it a lot.
The good news is, based on everything we've seen in the past, we're going to lose the parlay. So one of these teams is going to lose. Unfortunately, it'll probably be Cincinnati.
Oh no! Don't say that. Hey, don't jinx. Don't jinx. Terrible jinxing.
Well, there it is. So,
And there is
Threw it
this
out.
week as well. Folks, raise your glasses up again to another good week of football and fantasy football alike. Join us next week, and we'll see you then next time on the Duff Pick'em All-Stars. Cheers, folks. See you then. Where is my